The U.S. and Saudi Arabia have doubled down on our unholy alliance. Ben Norton reports here, President Donald Trump and the monarch of the repressive Saudi regime spoke on the phone for more than an hour on Sunday. They agreed to more military intervention, political and economic collaboration, and aggressive action against Iran. According to a White House statement, quote, the two leaders reaffirmed the long-standing friendship and strategic partnership between the United States and Saudi Arabia. The two planned greater military intervention in the Middle East and the so-called creation of safe zones in Syria and Yemen. Furthermore, Reuters reports the White House put Iran on notice on Wednesday for test firing a ballistic missile and said it was reviewing how to respond, taking an aggressive posture that could raise tensions in the region. So it's actually worse than this because Sean Spicer said an Iranian ship attacked a U.S. ship. And that's not true. This is how wars start, is, lies like that. He said an Iranian ship attacked a U.S. ship. The reality is Houthi rebels in Yemen, so Shia rebels, they're not Iranian, but they're Shia rebels, attacked a Saudi ship. But he said an Iranian ship attacked an American ship. Whoa. When you frame it like that, then everybody goes, oh, shit, we got to fight back, right? We got to go to war. They attacked us. What are we going to do? So, this is getting bad, and the tensions are really, really rising, man. And I thought Donald Trump was going to be hard on radical Islam. But now you're making a deal with the most radical in radical Islam. Saudi Arabia is a terror state. Saudi Arabia is the Wahhabi homeland. This is ISIS that made it. This is their ideology. They say women can't drive and we're going to force them to cover up. We're going to treat them like second-class citizens. We're going to behead people for drug smuggling. They say all atheists are terrorists. They banned even liberal interpretations of Islam. We did a story on that a while ago. There was a magazine that was filled with, I think it was Time or something like that was filled with, the Reformation and yada yada within Islam. They're like, we're banning that. We're not even letting that in because we're going to be as draconian and strict and rigid and ultra-conservative as possible because that's our philosophy. And what does Donald Trump do? Like a little bitch. Let's talk for an hour. Let's play footsies. Oh, you want us to escalate with Iran, even though they're actually relatively moderate compared to your backwards ass? Oh, yeah, let's ruin the peace deal with Iran. Let's up the bombings in Yemen. We're supplying Saudi with the ships and the weapons and whatnot. And then they're using it to slaughter civilians in Yemen, women and children. They've bombed hospitals. They've bombed mosques. They've bombed schools for the blind, open-air markets, just killing civilians left and right. They've also armed Al-Qaeda on the ground. Again, Trump, I thought you said you were Mr. Tough Guy and you're against radical Islam. Why are you doubling down on a partnership where they are funding Al-Qaeda? Furthermore, they're funding jihadists in Syria, as we've discussed endlessly. I thought you were tough on radical Islam, big guy. No, you're not. Because you're a man-child and the establishment knows exactly how to control you and direct you. So now all of a sudden, you're acting like Dick Cheney in there. Oh, Saudis, yes, you're great, you're lovely. When you do human rights violations, it doesn't count. When we do human rights violations, it doesn't count. Now let's hypocritically go after Iran for alleged human rights violations. By the way, I get it. Don't get me wrong. Of course they do human rights violations. Is that grounds to do war? No, but that's what they want to get done. And remember, Israel plays into this as well because they also hate Iran and they also would love military action against Iran. There were stories from years back about Netanyahu saying, I'm going to attack Iran right now. And his advisor had to say, whoa, don't do that. So the nuclear deal is in jeopardy. And understand, so yeah, Iran fires this, test fires this missile. You do know the U.S. violated the deal first, right? So, all we had to do was lift sanctions on them. And then after we lift sanctions on them, we give them back their own money, and they allow the IAEA in to make sure that they're not building nuclear weapons. That's the whole deal. What did we do? We put sanctions back on them. And the vote was like 99-1 or something ridiculous. Unbelievable. Why would you do that? You had one fucking job. Don't sanction us. That's your end of the deal. Anyway, sanction. And then they go, it's cool because it was just symbolic. So then that's even more reason not to do it. It's an unnecessary spit in the eye and slap in the face. I can't deal with the stupidity of these people. So the U.S. violates the deal, and then Iran goes, oh, okay, well, now you just empowered the right wing in Iran, because the right wing turns to the moderates like Hassan Rouhani and Khatami, and they go, told you can't make a deal with the big bad Americans. Everybody knew they were going to stab us in the back. And then the moderates look like idiots, and then the right winger's going to win the election. Remember, it was Ahmadinejad, and then it was Hassan Rouhani. Hassan Rouhani was a moderate who wanted peace, who pushed for peace. But then now the U.S. does that, and then now you empower the right wing in Iran, so they're like, fuck it, they violated the deal, we'll violate it right back. I don't give a fuck, let's do some, ballistic missiles testing or whatever. And now you have right-wing bigots empower right-wing bigots. So now you have the grand Ayatollah in Iran and Donald Trump and his administration here at home, the neocons and the hawks along with them, escalate. So this is horrific in so many ways. They're already using the language of regime change in Iran when they say Iran attacked a U.S. ship. They didn't. Houthis, Yemeni Shia Houthis attacked a Saudi ship, but they're trying to fudge the narrative to push for war and push for intervention. And Saudi Arabia is going to prod him to do it, and Israel's going to prod him to do it. And number 2 in command at the State Department, John Bolton, who's even more hawkish than Dick Cheney, is going to prod him to do it. And Donald Trump, since he's a man-child, is probably going to say, everybody's telling me to do the same thing. Okay, fine, you attack Iran. God damn it, man. We're in a terrible, terrible position. Everything is going wrong in terms of the direction of the policy for Iran in the Middle East right now.